Hey, Ando here from SenseiAndo.com and Happy Life Martial Arts. I bet every person who's ever stood in front of a punching bag or taken a karate class has dreamed about knocking out a bad guy with that one big superhero punch. Well, grow up. Fighting is not that simple. Today I want to share my advice on a more practical approach to knockouts. Heck, I'll tell you right now. The secret to a knockout in the real world is a simple formula I call the 3 T's. That stands for target, technique, and timing. Hit the right spot with the right strike at the right time, and you might just get that knockout you've been dreaming about. Or not. Let's talk a little bit more about knockouts. I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Knockouts are serious business. Knocking someone out is just a fun way of saying inflicting brain trauma. So don't walk into your next training session trying to knock out your friends and training partners. And don't let them knock you out either. Protect your brain. Okay, the 3 T's. First T, target. When we talk about knockouts, we're talking about strikes to the head and the neck. Now, I'm sure you've seen videos where martial artists put on a demonstration and they knock people out by striking the arms or the legs. But keep in mind, those are demonstrations. Now, I'm not saying those aren't good techniques, but I've taken my fair share of hits to the arm and the leg, some of them so hard I wish I had been knocked out. But have I ever been hit on the arm and the leg so hard that I blacked out and woke up in a pool of drool and asked what day it was? No, not yet at least. Targeting the head for a knockout is not rocket science. This is the easy T. Hit anywhere on the head hard enough and there's a chance you're going to get a knockout. That said, there are certain spots that have proven to require a little less effort to get the knockout effect. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to take time trying to explain to you why these spots are more effective. Just make the note that they are. So, where are the spots? Okay, the button, the jawline, the temple region, behind the ear, back of the head. No secrets here. I'll bet you knew all of those already, right? Sure, you were born with a head. You know where all the soft spots are. That's why I don't mind mentioning them in this video. I'm not that crazy. Of course, knowing where to hit me is completely worthless if you can't hit me. Which brings us to the second T, technique. Good news. Any strike has the potential to knock someone out. Punches, palms, elbows, knees, kicks, whatever. Your job as a martial artist is to figure out which strikes you like, then make sure that each one of them is solid. By solid, I mean that you can hit a target with enough speed and power that the bad guy feels it, doesn't like it, and you don't hurt yourself in the process. Not just once, but over and over again. So, if you love a left hook, drill it. If you love a slap upside the head, drill it. If you love a spinning, flying headbutt, drill it. And then send me a video because that's pure crazy. The third T is for timing. Now, I know I said you want to be able to strike with speed and power, but hold on. Being fast and strong is not the secret to a knockout. That's caveman thinking. As you evolve as a martial artist, and by evolve I mean grow older, you're going to find out that you can't always rely on speed and power. When your hair starts turning gray, the whole project of self-defense shifts from being a physical project to a strategic project. It's not just learning how to strike, it's learning how to set up your strikes. Think about it. If you watch boxing, you don't see guys getting knocked out by some new punch that nobody's ever heard of before. Guys aren't waking up on the canvas going, well, what was that? You call that an uppercut? Uppercut? Where'd you learn that? No, it's not the punch that's surprising. It was the setup. That's what makes sucker punches so effective. There is no defense. You can't miss. That's why I would rather land a medium speed, medium power punch that the bad guy doesn't see coming than start swinging full speed, full power punches that the bad guy does see coming. It doesn't matter how fast and strong I am. If I let the bad guy shell up, slip, bob, weave, roll, I'm never going to knock him out. Now, the bad news is you can't practice setups on your own. Correction, you can, but you'll be buying a ticket to Fantasyland. Fantasyland, a place where you'll never get hurt and you'll never lose. But hey, hot pants, step outside your bedroom and you're gonna get your ticket punched. If you really want to develop your timing, you have to work out with partners who are trying to tag you and take you down. That is the only way you will ever figure out how to put the right target with the right technique at the right time. 2 more important points. First, a word on strategy. If you want to knock out a bad guy in a self-defense situation, then don't think about knocking out the bad guy. Just keep striking. If one of those strikes leads to a knockout, great. Say thank you and run to safety. But if you go into a self-defense situation expecting a knockout, if you throw a punch and then stop to watch him fall and then say, whoops, that didn't work, whoop, too late, that's going to get you killed. So in your training, don't think about knockout punches. Don't think jab, jab, zing, knockout. No, that doesn't work. Instead, focus on throwing your punches in bunches. Throwing a combination is a better strategy than trying to land that one big superhero knockout punch. Second point, remember that it's not just the strike that can knock someone out. It can also be the reaction to the strike. If I take a hit, then stumble back and slam my head into a wall, or if I take a fall and smash my head into the ground, I might not just get knocked out, I could be killed, even if that wasn't your intention. That's why we should all, on Team Good Guys, avoid fighting whenever possible. You've got to accept the fact that you don't control as much as you think you do, and you certainly can't predict everything that's going to happen in a fight. So if you can talk or run to avoid a fight, then talk or run. Okay, that's my advice for knockouts. If you want to land that one big knockout punch in a self-defense situation, then focus your training on smart targets, solid techniques, and above all else, slick timing. Do all that and who knows, maybe you can fight like a real-life superhero. If you like this video, thanks for giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, go make your life a knockout. Keep fighting for a happy life.